Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Amnesia, Machine for Pigs. I'm Kamchak Fisco, and come join me for the spoops. 'Cause horror game. Oh, you're an actual thing. Okay. You're not just a spoopy scare me thing, you're gonna eat my face thing. Okay. Now we take this seriously. Yeah, you're a pig. I can tell from the outline. You're not from... yeah, that's Frankenpig, all right. That's not even 100% pig. Sorgai is clearly insane. Is making an army of humanoid pigs. Got amnesia. Probably slaughtered his children. And so the stoking, pulling cogwheels now, sneezed into his kerchief, when the dust got into his eyes. I began to change more rapidly now, he surmised. Yeah, that was like a mixture of animals, some of which were blatantly human, but we already know he was chopping people up from a previous memory. So that's like several different animals combined, and he was a butcher, so he'd had access to everything except humans, but he worked for some fucked up ministry, so he probably had access to that too. Okay, so we know a lot of details, but we don't know what the point is. Hi, pig. He clearly thinks humanity is at the level of the pig. He elevated the pig to man in his own eyes by making these monstrosities. He thinks humanity needs to be cleansed. I have some theories about that, but I'm not going to go there yet. I get the feeling the game's either outright going to confirm it, or it's going to, I'm wrong. Huh. Do I need to get more fuel? No, this one doesn't move at all. It's already got the thing in it. But yeah, there were like human joints, a fairly human skeletal structure, or at least part of one in there. That was like part horse, part cow.
Water in his shoes. Always the water, and the sparks of the embers of the wheels. It's too bony! It's too damn bony!
It almost looked like 3 of the limbs were legs, and the third one was some kind of arm. We didn't exactly get a clear look at it without, it killing us. So it's not like I can actually... I could go back and die just to see what it looks like. We'll see it plenty of times throughout the game, because I'm assuming that's the monster. Or at least one of. The Manda's processing company. My soul shudders at what I've seen, but at last I've reached the main part of the facility. Now onwards, downwards, to those floodwaters and drain them away. Like Moses, I will cleave the waters and lift my little darlings clear of its vile cradle. So let's assume his kids are dead, because he literally had a dream or a memory of the fact that he killed them. So if his children are dead, this other person knows his children are dead, are exploiting him to turn the machine back on. Were we the saboteur? And now we're literally undoing what we just did? Because for whatever reason, we got amnesia after the sabotage? Because he clearly doesn't realize he's the one that did all this shit. When everything we're finding fundamentally proves we did. We're the ones who did all this shit. You clearly didn't grow up with H.P. Lovecraft. I did. That's why I love it. The more unrealistic and far-fetched it is, the more it intrigues my imagination. And to be fair, that whole, suspension of disbelief thing, for me, that's entirely atmosphere. If you can nail the atmosphere, you'll creep or scare the fuck out of me. If you don't, you might get me with a jump scare. That'll be about it. It might be a cool story, but the atmosphere sucked. Parts of this have really good atmosphere. Parts of it don't. And to be fair, that could be because I'm streaming, so I'm not as immersed as I would be. And I've noticed that from having done horror rushes on just recording versus an audience, there's a difference. You don't feel like you're alone when you're on Twitch, just because there's people to talk to. So it doesn't have the same effect. It won't scare you as much. But that says something for the games that do still scare you. That says that they're that much better. The downside is that also means shit that I would jump at if I was recording, I won't jump at when I'm streaming. Which kind of sucks. I'll still enjoy the story, it just won't have the same effect on me. Under the streets of London, your machine. And clearly it's vast. Yeah, you should play Visage Kit. That one will scare the shit out of you. That one has gotten everybody. But she watched Dapper play it, so that's she already kind of knows what to expect. Clearly there must be pigs nearby, because our shit's freaking out. Okay, I think we're good. No. They've actually already given us the details, Kit. You just weren't here for it. In the first game, they established that they had concoctions from the guy from a different dimension that had basically magic. Made a concoction that could actually bring your body back to life or keep you alive even past a wound that should be fatal. Because they talked about a guy whose head that was severed during a horse carriage incident. He immersed in the liquid and the guy woke up. It's like, where's my body? Where are my legs? What the fuck's going on? And we already know that kind of shit existed in the first game. So that's being used to reanimate the pigs. So that part of the Frankenstein's fine, and they're clearly diving hard into the steampunk stuff. So it actually kind of has been explained. See, I like the unnatural. For me, quite literally, the real isn't really scary. A guy in your house stalking you to murder you, not nearly as traumatizing as a monster from another dimension, or some monstrosity that's been created. Alright, we clearly want to go down, because down is what it keeps telling us we need to descend. So let's go up first and see what's up here. Okay. That doesn't open. I didn't get to see what the driver of that was, so I don't know if that was a person or a pig. I had to fuck with the window. Oh well.
Hear me, Mantis. I am compromised. Our contacts must be brief and occasional. Beware the wretches who populate this compound. The way you seek is under the pistons. When you meet the saboteur, you will understand everything.
So we're not the saboteur? I'm still not sure I trust him, because in the first one, we had a moment of epiphany where we realized what a monster we were, and that forced us to change our ways, run away, drink the amnesia potion, and set the path to kill Alexander. This feels like it had the exact same kind of twist. Something woke us from our madness, we realized it, so we were the saboteur, then we took the potion, then we forgot everything. So we're disconnected from what we were. We're remembering, but our character isn't acting like we are, which is the weird disconnect. Thank you, bees. Is the weird disconnect that actually did happen in the original Amnesia. So I'm not sure I trust him that we aren't the saboteur. Well, yeah, but PT was like, supernatural. So, real or not, that's more in the realm of believability just because of our obsession with humanity's death and the supernatural and everything else, whether it's real or not. October 17, 1899. Each compartment is ergonomically designed with a feed trough at one end, so the product naturally settles into its position, ready for the stunning arms to connect to the skull. We use the natural static charge buildup with the friction of the carts against the belt to build an electric charge, which is contained within the glass vacuum canisters at the side of the stunning arm mechanism and delivered along the stun arms via copper cabling. We've observed the artificial lighting contained within these canisters seems to calm the product further. Post-stunning, the line tilts sharply to the vertical, the physics of which tips the stun product upwards to fall directly onto the hook of the bleeding line. This hook passes normally through the haunch or the thigh of the product. From this point, we dispense the belt, instead instigate a channeled floor, which creates a funneling, allow the blood and the byproduct secretions to collect and run to the fluid tanks. This is like an optimization of killing animals through a machine, basically. No, you are. They're over-elaborating the explanation, which is explaining things, but is also beating a dead horse. I get what you're saying, kid. The less you know, the creepier something is, as long as there's enough of an explanation. These guys are just, like, saturating you with the explanation, which for me is fine, but I can see why it's too much. Alright, so we're going down. Always these little oinkers, ain't they? Like, it as an entity hunting me down, I don't find the pigs scary at all, but this concept is just warped and fucked. It has me fascinated. I'll give it that. I just put in the 2 in here? I guess so. Well, I mean, the scares aren't hitting me, and I understand what you're saying and where you're coming from. I really do. But this is more of a morbid fascination for me at this point. Yeah, that's a fundamental problem that has plagued horror games for a very, very long time. How well do you strike the balance of puzzle versus now I'm just frustrated because this puzzle was fucking annoying. I'm not scared because I'm not in the right mindset because I'm just angry. I've seen a lot of games ruin the atmosphere over their own stupid puzzles. I really have. And it's tragic because usually they're really good games. Beyond the shitty ass puzzles. Thank you, Rios. I know, but I have to get them working on the PC. I'll have to play one with an emulator or something. I own 2, 3, and 4, so I can get those running through PC Gaming Wiki, but one has to be emulated. October 18th, 1899. A series of collecting vents have been installed along the ceiling of this stage of the line. In the process of stunning and bleeding, the product often expels stinging. You know that doesn't work when I'm reading, right? Thank you for the bits. The product often expels stinging vapors from its digestive system, which can be collected, condensed, and used in a methane boiler to drive the engine as a whole. In this way, the more product is processed, the more power becomes available to the machine. The productivity actually increases. It's a simple stroke of genius, but one that encapsulates the benefits of self-regulatory automation. So basically, perpetual energy. Okay. So the machine powers itself. The more fuel it gets, the more it can last indefinitely. No, I own 2, 3, and 4. I actually have the discs right on the other side of my booth wall. I just need to get an emulator to play 1. I own a copy, I just can't run it. So I was planning on playing them a couple of years ago, but I kept running into complications trying to get the stupid thing to run. So I need to get a good emulator that can actually play the damn thing well without a problem. And I haven't had luck with that. 3 is off, but it also said another one was off. 6, which should be on the other side. I don't have the hardware to do it on an actual console. It would have to be an emulation. I don't have an Elgato or anything. I love how you can keep pulling the door even when you're nowhere near it. That's kind of funny. So we need at least, like, what, 3 or 4 of these things in here. 4 was basically like the director's cut of content that was meant to be throughout the trilogy, wrapped into a single story. 4 was considered the last good Silent Hill, and then they, Konami started fucking shit up, apparently. I mean, I still own some of the later ones. I still plan on playing all of them, whether they're shit or not. So, it's a horror game. I'll get to it eventually. Ta-da! Boop. Alright, 5's through here, and 6 should be through here as well. 5 was already good. It was 6 I need to put the fuel in. Well, we got the 1 over here, so we're gonna have to get more. I wasn't paying attention if there were any over there by 5. Playing the one that involves being locked in the apartment while being locked in an apartment, yeah, I can see why that fucked with you, kid. And I'm gonna go with, duh. Why did the door shut? Door, no, door. Thank you. Hopefully there's more, because if I put too many in one, I might have fucked myself. Oh, thank God, there's 2 over here. I thought I was screwed. I would have to load a checkpoint because I screwed it up. The doors are shutting because I'm not fucking shutting them. Haven't gotten to it. Wrong side. Haven't gotten to it. But pretty much everything made after 4. Homecoming, Downpour, and there's 2 others. Plus there's that freaky console remake one, reimagining, whatever the fuck it was, that tried to take things overboard. I've seen it. It's interesting. I'll never be able to play because it's on a console that can't be emulated for shit. But it was an interesting concept. I don't think it did... It mixed bag. I'll just say it's a mixed bag. I'll leave it at that. Then again, I've played a little bit of the Alone in the Darks 1, 2, and 3. I own the remake, which it's interesting. I own the co-op one, and I think there was one other one that was part of the new universe. The reboot was interesting. I mean, you can't really replicate what the old ones were because of the nature of how the game was, but it was interesting. I can't say whether or not it did it justice. It was interesting. Makes sense. Oh, that's a hammer. I thought that was a switch. I'm telling you, this thing's a bad idea, because I'm pretty sure we were the fucking saboteur. He can say we're not only one. Stop. Are your furnaces fueled? Yes. I still think we were the saboteur. Hi. So my theory earlier, which I'm not sure whether or not it's correct, he's obsessed with cleansing humanity. Considering how insane he is, I'm guessing cleanse is a euphemism for purge. And he's built these pig things. If the machine is actually creating them, and we're turning it back on, I think his plan was to use the pigs to purge humanity. If I'm wrong and the machine has a different purpose, I'm assuming the pigs are guardians of the machine's holy purpose to prevent humanity from stopping whatever the cleanse is if it's not purging them. I just don't know which one's accurate. I don't know which of those theories is accurate. We don't have enough information. Then again, I could be completely wrong and just massively leaping at this point. It's nice having an audience where when I say no spoilers, I don't get spoilers. Come get a look at us, buddy. Come on. flat out like a human, almost human, partially human arm at least. My personal thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in. You all are awesome viewers. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. It means a lot to me, and I do hope you enjoy it. You all take care of yourselves. If you want to see more of me, come to the video on the list, or stay tuned for more. Feel free to leave a comment below, and please remember to click that like button if you enjoyed the video. In the meantime, fare thee well, everyone.